Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is a full review. This is a new perfume that I purchased. It's by an all-natural brand called Sharini, and it's called Rose Blanche. I did do first impressions of the whole line of Sharini probably around 4 years ago on this channel, and I gave away my samples of this brand probably around 3 years ago, so I actually bought this based on my memory perception of it. I was looking for a very pure rose perfume that was literally just smelled like roses, and that's just kind of what I was after. I remembered this one from the past. The other one I contemplated getting is Love Kills by Mask Milano, and I might get that one day, but I went for this one. And so we'll get into it. This is what the box looks like. I don't often show packaging, but I might as well. The inside is what makes me want to show it. It's my little rosebuds on a bed of straw, and the cap itself doesn't click into place. It's actually loose. It doesn't actually fit. It's just falls off. It's just a hollow piece of wood it's loose, so it's just more decorative. Don't obviously pick it up by the lid. It's just literally it's just a stick that's been drilled, basically, so each one will be slightly different. And so, yeah, when you first spray this one, you're going to get a very lively kind of bright, zesty citrus. There is a combination of lime, bergamot, and grapefruit. Really, you're going to get kind of a zesty lime, I would say. Zesty lime with kind of a sparkly pink pepper, giving it a bit of zazz. And instantly you'll smell the roses. There is meant to be like 400 roses goes into kind of making each bottle of perfume. And it's a mixture of white rose and red rose. And so predominantly, I do think you get more of a white rose kind of imagery in your brain. It doesn't smell like deep red, it does smell lighter. And so you can imagine white rose petals, and it does smell more like petals rather than like a deep rich rose absolute, for example. It's more like a rose tincture or a rose water. It's light, it's rosy, it's petally, you get the texture of the petal. There is iris listed on the notes, and you do get maybe a very subtle ironone kind of irisy note, but subtle underneath kind of the rose petal vibe. The only other note that I can pick up on a little bit is maybe a little bit of the benzoin resin, which is smooth, slightly sweet. And so you get that kind of slightly resinousy smoothness of the benzoin underneath those kind of rose petals, but the rose petal is the main body of the fragrance, with a bright citrusy opening and a little bit of the pink pepper. And so it's really a rose lover's perfume in the sense that the majority of the fragrance is going to smell like a bouquet of basically white rose petals. That's really kind of what it's going to give you. It's going to remind you of rose water, rose tinctures, very light, very rosy, very soft, very the essence of the petal, so to speak. I have experimented myself playing around with rose tincture, actually tincturing rose petals myself. And as this dries down, that's kind of what I get from it, is something along the lines of a rose water or a rose tincture. That's pretty much the fragrance in a nutshell. So really you're going to get, like I say, citrus opening with a little bit of pink pepper, a bit of fizzle, and then straight into smelling beautiful roses, and you're going to smell more the petal of the rose, and like I say, something along the lines of a rose water or rose tincture, rather than, you know, a dense like rose absolute, which is a bit darker and more complex. This is lighter, more airy and fresh and bright, and more just the kind of the petal nuance. I would say men might find it leaning feminine. I used to think that way about rose, and in fact when I watched this old review back, I did repeatedly say that it's very feminine. However, my opinions and taste have changed over time, and I no longer kind of, I suppose I no longer care. So I think some men might find it feminine if you have that view that I used to have about rose smelling like a woman. Now I just smell a beautiful rose and gender doesn't really come into my head with it anymore. So it's lovely. My only kind of criticism, so to speak, is that it doesn't project. It sits very close to the skin, I guess, because it's all natural. So it's very intimate, soft. And in terms of performance, longevity on my skin is around 5 hours before it fades away. So not hugely long lasting without huge sillage or projection. But if you really like a very pure rose perfume, then it might be one you're interested in. I would say for real hardcore niche collectors, this one might strike you as being too simple or not enough inspiration or depth or character. If you like real artistic kind of well-crafted fragrances, so to speak, then this one might not satisfy your niche hunger for that kind of perfumery. This one is stripped back, it's minimal, it's simple, it's rustic, it's soft rose petals with a little bit of citrus and pink pepper. It's not mind-blowingly creative, it's not out of the box, it's not something you've never smelled before, but it's lovely, and it gives that impression of soft rose petals, which is what I was looking for. In terms of season, I would say it would be perfectly suitable for the spring and the summer. In the daytime, that's what it gives to me, and for me, I would say unisex, leaning on feminine for some guys that have an aversion to rose. I will quickly mention, I don't usually mention where I buy things from, but I was impressed with the customer service from this particular website, so I'm going to mention them. I'm not sponsored, I don't get anything from them. I did pay full price for the perfume. I just thought that the way that they do business is something that I would quite happily promote. So the website I bought this from is called Rebecca Tracy. When I purchased this, I got an email fairly shortly afterwards from, I'm presuming Rebecca herself. Yeah, Rebecca. And it was like a hand-typed, personalised email to say, "Hi Peter, thanks so much for your order, hope you like it." It was a personal touch, which I thought was really nice. And also, they didn't have to, but and it was not because I was a reviewer, they didn't have a clue about that, but just when you purchase a perfume, they send you a free handmade soap, which I thought was lovely, and it's a lavender and geranium homemade kind of handmade soap. I'm going to show you it, and it smells really good. I've not used it yet to show you for the video, but you see the swirl of colour, and it literally does smell of a mixture of lavender and geranium. It smells like a nice bar of soap, so I didn't pay for that. It's just, it was free with the perfume. But if you want, you know, if you're looking at handmade soaps and things like that, check out the website. I will leave a link to the website below. Like I say, I just thought I was impressed with the customer service, the personalised email to say thank you, and the free bar of soap, which nobody has to do. So check them out. If you want to buy handmade soaps or anything like that, just have a look. I think I was just impressed by the company, really, so I just wanted to give them a shout out. That's it. That's the full review for Rose Blanche. It's not a hugely complex fragrance, like I say, so there's not too much I can delve into. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again soon with another one. Take care, everybody.